Morning, folks. It's just after 10 in the morning. Here at Sanasina Peak, right there. It is Monday, the 9th of November 2020, and reviewing the little double storm that we had over the past 2 days. Take a quick pan around. As I always like to say, always a beautiful day at Sanasina Peak, but this one's a particularly good one. Almost flat calm, very, very light north breeze, and a decent snowfall with some nice puffy clouds just to make it even prettier. Total snowfall here at Sanasina Peak, about 9 inches. 8 inches of that fell on Saturday the 7th, a tiny bit more maybe yesterday. Interesting storm in the San Jacintos. The snow level was down to about 4,800 feet. Pretty shallow at that point, but fairly significant, certainly above 5,000 feet. In Idlewild, we had, at my place, we had nearly 6.5 inches at 5,500 feet. And then this morning, first thing, I measured 8 inches at Humber Park, the Devil's Slide trailhead, and interestingly enough, 8 inches at Saddle Junction at 8,100 feet, 8 inches at Wellman Divide at 9,700 feet, and like I say, only 9 inches up here at the peak. So a remarkably even cover, which is actually more or less what was predicted, that the mid elevations would sort of disproportionately get more snow. I know for part of yesterday, Sunday the 8th, the high country, the high peaks were above the cloud. So in the end, credit to the forecasts I trust at Wonderground and Mountain Forecast, they were pretty accurate for this forecast, for this storm. Not so much National Weather Service. They called for, I think, at Long Valley about something like 12 to 20 inches, and Long Valley at 8,600 feet got about 5.5 inches over on the east side. So it definitely disproportionately, because it came in from the southwest, it definitely primarily got the west-facing slopes and especially the mid-elevations, more so than the high country. In terms of the trails, so everything above 5,000, especially above 6,000, is got a pretty heavy snow cover. Like I say, somewhere between 6 to 8 inches, pretty much everywhere. This morning I post-holed, although it was actually fairly firm underfoot as far as Saddle Junction, then switched to snowshoes, and I've snowshoed all the way up. Be interesting to see how quickly that changes. The forecast is for pretty rapid warming during the course of this week, and by next weekend, even up here it might be in the 40s. So I've seen a foot of snow disappear in a week up here. In the spring, this time of year it might be a bit slower, but be interesting to see how long this all lasts. Right now, I just took the weather a moment ago. Up here, it's, as you can see, I'm not wearing very much. It's air temperature was 19 Fahrenheit, so that's off the top of my head something like -7. Wind chill was, like I say, it was almost calm, so it was 12 degrees. So I think that's about -10 centigrade. But in the sun, it's very, very pleasant. Didn't need to dig out a down jacket. So as of now, probably below 8,000. Might not need much in the way of traction, certainly right now, because the powder's quite nice. Once those trails get more traffic on them, Devil's Slide, Lower Deer Springs Trail, Ernie Maxwell, probably going to start needing micro spikes, some sort of spikes. And for the time being, like I say, above 8,000, snowshoes are useful, but that could change pretty dramatically if it really warms up. And in terms of navigation, the only tracks I've seen so far today have been my own, so none of the trails other than Devil's Slide through Wellman, Cienega, Wellman Divide and up the Peak Trail have got any tracks, so be cautious of that. It's just about enough depth of snow to make the trail finding a little tricky if you're not really familiar with the trails. But again, like I say, that might change fairly quickly. With the restricted hours and tickets and so on for the tram, no one's been coming up from that side, certainly not today or yesterday. So don't rely on routes in Round Valley, Long Valley, and coming up from towards Wellman Divide that way. And that's about it. Safe hiking, everyone.